Before I post this video, I do want to take the time out to ask that everybody prays for Florida. I am here in Texas, and I just know the pain. I know the feeling of wondering what are you going to do. A few months ago, we actually had a hurricane, and I had a newborn baby. And even though it was a category 1, it was devastating here. Like, nobody had lights for weeks. And when we did get the lights back, I got mine back first. And I have a lot of siblings, and almost all of my siblings were at my house except for 2 of them. So I had about 3 different families in my house. So I definitely know the feeling of what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? We don't have enough money. Please, if y'all can, just take out 2-3 minutes of your day. A quick prayer is all that they need over there. They're getting hit back to back. So I can't even fathom how they're feeling right now. For the people who are staying, we want to thank the nurses. We want to thank the doctors. We want to thank the pastors. We want to thank the military, the people who are going in to help. Florida, without further ado, let's get started with this video today. It's my fucking lip. It's my fucking lip. Yeah. So getting straight into this video, I already did the acrylic portion. All I did was use a cover color. I want to say it was, what color was it? It was it was just the regular cover pink. I don't even know why I'm doing the most. Anyway, so I went in with the cover pink for all the acrylic nails. And then I went straight in with the design because this is going to be a design, okay? So literally all y'all are seeing me do right here is create this background that we want to have for Storm because we're going to draw Storm today. So we want like this cloudy but kind of like animated background. So you don't want it to look too realistic, so you can really just kind of like throw it on there as you go. So basically what we're doing is we are creating a sky. So you do kind of want to go in with a few extra colors. Most of it's going to be covered up, but you'll be able to see like hints of it. And the background is really important because this picture of Storm is kind of going to the side a little bit. So we're going to go on with some peach for the first color. And we're going to go in with like our blending tool or whatever. And you kind of just want to blend it. And usually this is a brush that you would use for ombre. But you want to just give it like a slight blend. You don't want to overly do it. So kind of like wipe off your brush as you're going. And even though this video is sped up, you can kind of see that I'm wiping off my brush to the side here and there. As y'all can see, I also went in with a little bit of like that reddish burgundy type color. More of like a maroon, I guess you could say. After you do that, you're going to go in with the black and you're just kind of going to like dot it all around. That's going to kind of give it like that cartoon effect that we was going for. So, yeah, like I said, if you're perfect with this, it's going to give more realistic, which is fine if that's what you're going for. But we're kind of going for like in the middle, more of like realistic but cartoonish. So, don't do the most. This brown color is from Dynamic Nails. It is the color 074. And to be honest with you, I went in with this color because it doesn't have like those oranges and those tones. And sometimes when you get those orangish colors, like it doesn't really give realistic kind of, and I don't know. Sometimes I just don't like the results of it, so I tried a new brown this time. So the first thing you want to do with Storm is just kind of like start off with the shape of the face. And the good thing about this part is you can just pretty much swipe it off if you mess up. But the important part is getting like her facial shape in the neck. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can always kind of like go back in and fix the shape or whatever. But yeah, that's the important part is like the face for the most part. I feel like the body was like super easy. It's like the details on like the eyes and stuff like that kind of like stopped me in my tracks. I'm now gonna grab the color black from Dynamic Nails. It could be any black, guys. I'm just telling y'all the one that I'm using. Dynamic Nails does tend to kind of be thick, so it's good for stuff like cartoons. That way you're not having to go in more than once. And just heads up, these are all gel polishes. Whenever I started doing cartoons, nobody said you had to use gel polish. So I was struggling trying to use like regular polish. But anyway, you're going to start to draw her body and take your time with it. Always have a reference picture. If you would like my specific reference picture, I'm more than willing to send it over to you. If I'm being honest with y'all, I'm looking back on this and I definitely did dark blue. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's definitely dark blue. But I must have eventually went in and fixed it with black because now it's looking more on the black side. I'm just trying to figure out why I did that. I must have been super tired when I was doing this. Anyway, so after you get the shape of her onesie, you're going to kind of go in with like the shoulder pad area, the arms or whatever like that. And then you are going to continue to fill the rest of that in. So now that we have the face, neck, and the outfit, we are going to attempt to do this hair, y'all. This hair is white. So we're going to go in with just a really nice white, and that is going to be, I want to say D&D. I'm not sure what color it is, but I know it's just white D&D. Yeah, so you want to kind of just draw the shape of the hair first and worry about the details later. That's pretty much what I'm doing right here. Now, for the bottom of the outfit, we do want to use this gold, but we have to be sure that we mix that gold because it kind of looks silver if you don't mix it. It's a really cheap gold metallic liquid that I got off of like Temu or Shein, one or the other. It's really good, but like I said, you have to mix it, so just keep that in mind before you start to draw the bottom. One side is going to seem as if it's thicker than the other side because it's a certain angle that she is standing at or flying, I guess you can say. At this point, we are going back in with the color 074 from Dynamic Nails, and we're going to begin to draw her thighs and her legs. For this, you can kind of just picture this like being like an oval shape first, and then you're going to kind of draw like a little circle around the kneecap, and then you're going to close that in together, and then you can start on the back of the leg. So a little tip that I wanted to give for this part is try not to put the legs like together. That way you can kind of like remember where your point is at in order to draw your line work. Yeah, and I'm so tired, y'all. I apologize. But in order to draw your line work, you want to kind of like skip just a little piece of that area. And moving on, we're going to begin to draw her cute little boots. So that's where we're going to kind of like incorporate the knee in the back of the leg that I was talking about earlier in the video. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm just not the best at doing cartoons, but I'm hoping that maybe somebody is at least a visual learner and y'all can kind of pick up what I'm putting down just by looking at it. A lot of people find it way easier to like outline their cartoons first. Me personally, I'd rather just kind of like go in with those shapes or whatever first. That's just the easiest way to do it for me. I've tried to do like the line work first, and for some of my characters it works great, but the ones like this where you kind of have to change the size of the canvas like a lot, it kind of makes it more difficult for me personally. And if I'm being honest, doing this is just not easy at all, especially because it's in a more cramped surface. So this is something like, y'all, I did not do this in 15 minutes, 20 minutes. This was something that probably over time, plus the water breaks and bathroom breaks or whatever, took me a good hour, at least a good hour, just for this one nail. The rest of the nails I have to make quick because I do get clients sometimes. Plus I have to like pick my daughter up from school. So The rest of the nail set probably could have been better, if I'm being honest, but I thought it was cute. The only one I wasn't all that fond of was the thumb. Like, I was ready to fight the thumb, but I feel like it could have looked better. So I did decide to cut out some of this video just to kind of make the uploading process a bit easier. So all you're going to do here is just kind of fill in the rest of that black boot. And to start off with my line work, I wanted to go back in and kind of get like the shape of the face. I did later on go back in and fix it up how I felt like I needed to, but right now we just need the shape of the face. That way we can start to do a little bit more of the details and kind of get going with that. Because once you have the face outline, that's where you can kind of know where to place your eyes, your lips. And I didn't even give her a nose, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if she didn't have a nose in the photo or if I was just so excited doing this that I didn't realize she didn't have a nose. So y'all gonna learn over here. We ain't perfect and we ain't trying to be perfect. I make mistakes all the time, especially when it's a nail set of my own. So we ain't pushing for perfection, y'all. You know, like, we gonna have fun on this channel. Sometimes shit just happens, okay? And it is what it is. But y'all get the concept. So anyway, I did go in with like 2 dots for the eyes or whatever. You want to use a very small brush. I want to say 6 millimeters. This one was. And I just get this one off Amazon. It should be on my storefront, and I'll place that down below for you guys. Of course, that second dot of white is for the mouth. I could not get this eye right to save my life. So, yeah, I ended up just having to kind of like go in and fix it with white. Y'all gonna see me wipe it off or whatever. But I wanted to leave that part in the video to show y'all like mistakes are made. But if you notice the mistake, fix it to the best of your ability right then and there. Just, so that way you're not layering like polish on polish on polish. And then your nail is like super, super bulky. It's gonna be a bit bulky because it's a cartoon and you're doing the layers of polish on top of another layer of polish. But you don't want it to be too thick. So anyway, yeah. So I went in and now I'm kind of just like putting brown around it to like thin out the eyeliner area. So like I said, it can be fixed. So don't worry yourself too much. And as y'all can see, I'm also fixing the hair right here. I just wanted to let y'all know that just in case y'all were like, wait a minute, something is different. And if I didn't learn anything else as a painter, I learned to keep going because that first layer be so trash, bro. But I'm telling y'all, I know she look funny now, but she gonna look decent by the end of this video. And for the lips, we're just gonna go in with like this M shape, and then for the bottom, we're gonna draw like a curved circle. And I'm not pushing for perfection. I just kind of want to show y'all like the quickness in which you can get this accomplished. We can go back in with details later on, of course, because right now it's looking like she got buck teeth. But I did want to move on to the hair. So for the first little detail of the hair, we want to go in with like this medium tone gray. It's not really too much of a dark gray if you ask me, but it's like that perfect middle tone of gray. And we're going to kind of like just kind of create the shape of the hair a little bit better. We're going to go in with like small details. And you're going to see why in a little bit because you're pretty much going to go back over that anyway. So to give it a little bit more detail, we are going to get this even lighter gray, which kind of has like a bit of a blue hue to it. I'm not sure what color that was, but I just get Beetle gels and they come with a bunch of different colors in one. So if you could find like a bunch of grays, just kind of like go for it. I'm sure it will be in there, but you kind of want to like spread this color out with that ombre brush and not do too much with it because it doesn't have to be the best. Like, this is beginner artwork for me. And the reason why I say beginner is because if you take your time, I'm pretty sure you could do this. After you're done with that, you're going to go in with the black, and that's kind of where it gets scary. But the good thing is we're curing this through all the layers. So it'll be super easy to wipe off if you do mess up. So hopefully y'all can see why I did like the different colors, like with the grays and stuff like that, just to give it a little bit more detail without getting too detailed. So at this point, we're going to finish up with the rest of the lines, and then we're going to start to go in to kind of fix the eyes up a little bit. So for the eyes, we are going to go in with like this lighter blue, and then we're going to go back over that with the even darker blue. Even though this is supposed to be a regular dark blue color, a dark blue color, I feel like it was more on the jelly side. I don't know if some of Dynamics polishes just kind of come like that, or maybe it was a jelly and I didn't know it. But after you go in with the dark blue, you're going to go back over it with white, and then we're going to pull back out that gold liner gel. And if I'm being honest with you, you don't really have to go in and draw details with this. Obviously, that's a choker. The gold is such a bold color. I also did a lightning stripe at the side of her head, but the recording was very, very blurry, so I decided to delete it and just pretty much show y'all. And now we're going to go in with some more lightning, but this is going to like pretty much cover up our beautiful, beautiful art. But I think it was worth it. I think it really brought out the cartoon and it just made it pop a little bit more, and it showed you like who she was a little bit more. So you're going to go in with like a blue or maybe like a violet or a pretty purple or whatever, and you just kind of pretty much get the shapes. You're going to start with the big ones, and then you kind of want to go back over and do the smaller lines after you finish with the first big lightning bolt. I didn't even know if I wanted to say strike or bolt. But anyway, so basically once you get the blue in, you're going to go back over there with white, and that's what's going to give you that effect of like that 3D lightning, like that glow. Hopefully now y'all can see why I said this would take at the least an hour, but like just do it on a day where you're like bored, you can't think of something. You know how you have those days where you like brainstorm and nothing is coming to you and you just sit there for hours? Those are the days you do stuff like this, okay, y'all? So anyways, because I always ramble, I'm again behind on the video voiceover, but you're going to pretty much do the same thing with this nail that you did with the other nail. So at this point, I'm just writing the words storm out. And to be honest with you, I wanted these letters to kind of give lightning a little bit. So I made them a little weird. And then I'm also going to go over that with white. But I didn't show that in the video, so I do apologize about that. Y'all know I'll be all over the place and I got 4 kids, so stop playing. But yeah, I did forget to put that video in here. Or maybe it didn't get recorded. Sometimes in the middle of these, my phone dies. So just bear with me until I can get a better phone, hopefully sooner than later. I have the iPhone 14, but I just don't record on that one because that's my personal phone and I don't want to mix the two because who want their phone ringing while they trying to work? Not me, not I, said the cat. So to prepare for this next nail, we are going to go in with a white Frenchie, and then we want to cure that in like regular. And then you're going to go back over that cured French tip with a matte. That way we can get some chrome design in here. And this is where it might get confusing for some of y'all because I was just trying stuff and it's worked out for me, okay? So while that nail is in the lamp, we're going to go over this nail with black. And if I could go back, I would probably wait to do this black. And I'll probably go in with the rhinestones beforehand. I'm just letting y'all know. Like I said, I was just kind of like trying stuff. And I ended up really liking it. But honestly, like I said, I would wait and go over it with black. But I already did it this way. So make sure you put this in a lamp for at least 120 seconds because it is a black. And black and whites cure very funny. So after we get the matte on the white French tip, we're going to go in with this design, and I'm just going to let y'all watch how I drew this. So for this nail, I'm just going to put a bunch of rhinestones all over it and a bunch of pearls. And then I'm going to paint over it black. That way I can go over it with metallic. This is the one that I said I felt like I could have put the charms on first, but I didn't. So we're just going to put it in the lamp like this, and then we're going to paint all over that black and then go back over it with silver. This is also me showing y'all the blue chrome that I'm going to use, but we're going to wait for that because we're going to do the same thing we're doing on the other nail, except we're going to do this with blue. Once we have the pearls cured, we're going to go back over that with a gel polish that is blue. After you are done doing this, you are going to go put this in the lamp for 60 seconds. If you want to be safe, you can do 120, but 60 is enough. So this is me using the chrome and rubbing it all over those pearls and rhinestones. I just kind of wanted to give it like this crazy 3D effect. So that's pretty much why I did all that crazy stuff was to get this to look like it's metal coming out of the nail. I thought it was so cute. And for this next nail, we're pretty much going to do the same thing, except we're going to use this metallic blue. And of course, this nail is matte underneath. Don't forget, guys, make sure the nail is matte underneath or this is not going to work for you. The entire nail will turn like that metallic color, which at that point, if you did do that, it is what it is. But yeah, you want to rub that metallic in really good. And then you're going to go over it with a top coat. After you're done going over the entire design with a top coat, the design only, y'all. After you're done going over the design, you put it in the lamp for 60 seconds. And that's pretty much how you're going to cure that. For this last nail, I just made an X. I was being kind of lazy because I was over it. And I feel like I could have done better, but it was like, it is what it is at this point. I have a lot of stuff to catch up on, so it'll be cute enough. And I also want to say it is very coincidental that I ended up posting this video before a hurricane. I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to be funny or anything like that because I don't find these type of things a laughing matter. I've even saw people like, oh, y'all should get over it. Y'all know that storms hit Texas sometimes. And I'm like, what? Like, stop talking. You don't just get over stuff like that. You don't just not panic or not go in like that emergency state of mindset. So I definitely wouldn't never joke like that. But without further ado, y'all, we're coming up on the finished results. I do want to thank everybody, and I do want to ask y'all one more time to pray for Florida. And if you have family there, just make sure that you're reaching out to make sure that they are safe and let them know that they have somewhere to go. Thank you guys for watching this video. I ask that you subscribe to my channel. I hope that we can grow together, and I hope to hear more from y'all on what y'all would like to see from me. And here are the finished results. Let me know what y'all think about this nail set. It's my fucking lip. It's my fucking lip.